The Wolf and Four Goats. Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village nestled between rolling hills and lush green meadows, lived a family of 4 goats. There was a wise old goat, Mama Goat, and her 3 playful kids, Gigi, Gogo, and Gugu. They lived in a cozy little cottage with a white picket fence, surrounded by tall trees. One sunny morning, Mama Goat had to visit the neighboring village to buy some groceries. "Children," she said to her kids, "I must go into town for a little while. Remember to keep the door locked and not to open it for anyone while I am away." "Yes, Mama," the little goats replied in unison. As Mama Goat trotted down the winding path towards the village, the mischievous wolf, who had been observing them from afar, saw this as a perfect opportunity to trick the little goats. The wolf, known for his cunning ways, put on a disguise. He found a shawl and a walking stick, transforming himself into an elderly goat lady. With a twinkle in his eye, he made his way towards the little cottage. As he approached the cottage, the wolf knocked gently on the door. "Knock, knock, dear goats. It's me, your Granny Goat. I've brought you some delicious treats," he called out, trying to mimic Mama Goat's voice. Gigi, the eldest of the 3 kids, peered through the window and saw what seemed to be Granny Goat. "It really is Granny. How kind of her to bring us treats," Gigi said excitedly. Gogo, the 2nd kid, was a little skeptical. "But Mama told us not to open the door for anyone," he said, unsure. "Oh, don't be silly," said the wolf, feigning a sweet old voice. "I'm not just anyone, I'm your dear Granny Goat. Please let me in, my darlings." Convinced by the disguise, Gugu, the youngest, eagerly opened the door. But as soon as the door creaked open, the wolf's disguise fell away, revealing his sharp teeth and menacing grin. "Aha! Gotcha!" the wolf snarled as he pounced towards the terrified goats. Gigi, Gogo, and Gugu quickly realized they had been tricked. Thinking on their feet, they dashed to the back of the cottage, where a tall, sturdy tree stood. They climbed up as fast as they could, leaving the wolf frustrated and growling below. The wolf tried everything to get the goats down. He huffed and he puffed, but he couldn't blow the tree down. He jumped and he clawed, but the goats were safe and sound up in the branches. Meanwhile, Mama Goat was returning from the village, carrying her heavy basket filled with groceries. As she neared the cottage, she heard the commotion coming from the back. Seeing the wolf trying to catch her little ones, Mama Goat came up with a brilliant plan. She sneaked around to the front of the cottage and knocked loudly on the door, imitating the wolf's voice. "Knock, knock, dear goats. It's me, your Granny Goat. I've brought you some delicious treats," Mama Goat called out. Hearing their mama's voice, the little goats peered down from the tree. "Wait, Mama, you're already here!" Gigi exclaimed. The clever Mama Goat replied, "No, my dears, that's the wolf trying to trick you again. Don't worry, I'm right here." With Mama Goat's help, the goats devised a plan. Mama Goat ran around to the back of the cottage and waited for the wolf to follow her voice. As expected, the wolf fell for the trick and dashed towards the back. In the blink of an eye, Mama Goat rushed inside, locked the door and secured the windows. The wolf, realizing he had been outsmarted, ran away into the forest, never to be seen again. The little goats cheered with joy and Mama Goat hugged them tightly. From that day on, they always listened to their mama's wise words and never opened the door for strangers. And whenever they heard a knock, they would always ask, "Who's there?" before letting anyone in. And so, Mama Goat and her 3 kids lived happily ever after, knowing that the strength of their family bond and Mama Goat's wisdom protected them from any dangers that might come their way.